Jason and Jabari. Jason and Jabari.
What's up, guys? This is Jason from the Jason and Jabari Gaming, and today I briefly wanted to share my thoughts on the recent proposed war change coming up. So I do play Tier 1 Wars, and it can be quite challenging and frustrating at times. Bit of transparency, this is probably my worst season I've ever had, but I still enjoy the game mode. I know that sounds a little weird, but I still enjoy the game mode. While I do think that Kabam is trying to implement something new, and I'm not opposed to that, I don't necessarily think I agree with the proposed change for everyone. It's not going to be one of those do as I say, otherwise there'll be consequences. I don't think every video needs to be that way. I don't think what they're doing is severe enough for me personally to respond that way. And I think the more that we as the player base respond that way to everything that we disagree with, the less likely that they're going to listen, right? So I don't think that that's necessarily the way to go either. But if you do feel that way, you are absolutely valid for feeling that way, if that's how you want to approach it. But me personally, I'm not going to do that, but I am going to respectfully disagree with what they're trying to implement. So real quick, I'm going to read kind of what was being said. I'm not going to have any gameplay or anything going on in the background. I'm going to share some thoughts, and I'm going to just let you guys know where I'm at and why. Okay, so this post was from Kabam Crash. It says, "Hey all, I understand the risk aversion from the group of players currently playing high tier war. I would just ask you all give it a chance. Right now we only have it planned for one season. We don't have it penciled in for any future seasons at this time. Let's give it a try and see how it goes." You say nobody is asking for changes to AW, but actually lots of players are asking for changes to AW. The people playing in T1, Tier 1, are the survivors of the current system, which is a very small part of the player base. As someone else in this thread mentioned, this might be better for lower tier alliances. If that's the case, we might end up in a future where top players play the existing format and lower players play this one. This is just an example, but not set in stone yet. So again, give it a chance, and if it doesn't work, we won't bring it back. Part of trying to make the Part of trying to make the game more exciting means we have to be able to experiment now and then. Okay, now that was the post that was sent to me by Stonehenge, who has dropped a video sharing his thoughts and opinions on the war changes. So shout out to my brother Stone. We both are in the same alliances, and we are pretty good friends. So we've known each other for quite some time now. Okay, it's fair to say that maybe lower tier players are asking for a change with the current format, while higher tier players such as myself would not exactly appreciate this change. So I think a line of compromise, and I think it's reasonable to say that why not implement it in the lower tiers with the experiment and leave the higher tiers alone, because you yourself said it in the post that is a possibility. So instead, if the vast majority of players at the top are saying, hey, this is not good, we don't appreciate this, I am one of those individuals, then perhaps you just implement it at the lower end and see if they like it or not, or you just come up with something else entirely for this implementation that you're trying to do with 10 defenders. One of my biggest gripes that I have is, let me show you guys. This is a spoiler, by the way. We just got our alliance donut, right? And I'm trying to actually get to something here, so bear with me. I'm recording, so the recording is like literally in the way, so I'm trying to move it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to our defense, and there's a reason for that. This is our alliance defense. Every one of us, all 10 of us, have 5 defenders, and that contributes to your overall total score for diversity. Not only that, guys, but if you've seen some of my rank 4 videos, I have literally taken up defenders for Alliance War. We have, and I'm sure it's not just us. I know it's not just us. We have a running list like everyone else, and you're asked to take up specific champions for Alliance War defense. Well, if there's only 10 defenders, guess what? That means only one of the defenders, which I've taken up, by the way, just to show you guys, I've taken up 3. Last season and this season alone, I've taken up Serpent for defense specifically. I've taken up Maestro for defense specifically, and I've taken up Kindred for defense specifically, all geared towards Alliance War defense. And I know I'm not the only one, and that's because of diversity and because they're difficult defenders. Now, they help in battlegrounds, but that was not the goal. The goal was specifically for helping out my alliance get a kill or 2. With the way they're implementing this, you can't do that. You can't utilize the defenders that you've taken up specifically for this game mode. So I don't think that that's a good thing. I think that's a bad thing. Another thing that I can foresee that might trickle down to lower tiers now is if you have 10 defenders only and you're only placing 1 out of your defense, right? Well, then everyone has to pull their weight now. Everyone has to fight. And if there are some people that can't pull their weight, I could foresee them getting kicked, because you literally will be the reason sometimes why you guys win or lose, depending on what this looks like. But you all have to do a single fight. The way that it's implemented now, we have 9 paths and 10 guys, 1 for backup. If a guy is struggling, or if he just is not useful in one capacity, he could be utilized in another one, such as a pre-fight guy, to assist on making some of the other guys' fights a little bit easier. So therefore, you're still contributing and helping without being a detriment to you guys' overall score. But this is what we as tier 1 players, and I can't just say tier 1, I think there's guys in tier 2, tier 3, etc., that thrive on this game mode, that like pushing ourselves, that like the challenge, that like to come up with new ways to tackle challenging defenders, that like 10 fight wars, or that like taking as many minis as we can with the same type of guy as champion, not guy, but champion, you know, that we can show people, hey, this works, this doesn't work. But if we're all only taking 1 fight, I don't see that being very informative in the ways that this map is set out to be, right? And again, a lot of people were going to feel shafted because we were taking up specific defenders for Alliance War defense, right? Or specific attackers, which I'm not sure what that layout would look like. But now you're only getting to bring 2 champions instead of 3. So you better have a great synergy team, I guess. I know Kang and APOC still alive, because if they weren't, I assure you, I would not be a happy camper. I wouldn't. But still, your pre-fights, you know, now you have to kind of factor that in, and nobody can give anybody a pre-fight, right? Because everyone's taking a fight, and that's just what that is. So the teamwork aspect of it has just got gimped as well. Yes, you're 10 guys with a common goal, but the teamwork in, hey, let me give you this pre-fight. Hey, let me move up for you. Hey, let me go ahead and I'll cover this fight so you won't have to, and we can split this path. That is the teamwork aspect of Alliance War that we all grew to love. And it was brilliant. It was awesome, and sometimes very frustrating, especially when you let your team down. But you learn from the experiences, and hopefully they helped make you a more knowledgeable, well-rounded player. To where, hey guys, this happened, so let's figure out where we went wrong as a team. Because in Cav, we share our deaths, even though some of them can be quite embarrassing. But for the purpose of learning, for the purpose of, hey, next time try this or do it this way, or that fight just simply doesn't work, all the above, which I'm sure you can do to some degree of this little Tim fights, but that's not what we're asking for. We're asking to keep the map the same because we've invested in this, and that's where a lot of us are at. So I think that if you want to try to implement what you're trying to implement, I don't have a personal problem with that. I do, however, have an issue if you try to force something on people that are telling you, hey, by the way, we don't want this. Lower tier players might want this, so why don't you just try it at the lower level? I think that's reasonable. I think that's a fair compromise, but I personally have a biased opinion, so I can't speak for everyone, but I can share my thoughts, and that's what I'm doing. Now, if you are someone in favor of this change, I would love to know why. I'm not going to come at you in a combative way or anything like that, because I don't think that's going to be useful or helpful to anyone. But if you are in favor of this, let me know why. And also within that, let me know what tier you're in, because if you think it'll be beneficial and you're in tier 1, I would absolutely love to understand in what ways would that benefit a tier 1 player. Also, if you're in like a tier 6 or lower, that's okay, no judgment. But I think if you're at a lower level, I think the experience is very, very different. So it's fair to say that you want a different experience because you're not enjoying the one that you're currently having. But from my understanding, the general consensus is definitely that we do enjoy this aspect of the game. It's no other game mode quite like Alliance War. And I don't think that this game mode needs to be adjusted for the higher echelon of players. But that is my opinion. I did get the response from Karate Mike as well. I don't feel like I really need to go into that. He has his opinion like everyone else, and that is absolutely fine. Basically, he is saying that no one has played the game mode, so give it a try. That's basically what Crash was saying in a nutshell. I honestly don't want to give it a try. If I'm being completely honest, I don't want to give it a try. I like things how they are. I've stated a few reasons why. But this is a big part of why I play this game. You guys have done a great job with the revamping Battlegrounds, bringing it back to life, but that's not my life. I've stated it in other videos, dating back several months to maybe even a year, that I'm more focused on Alliance War, right? And again, guys, I've failed more times this season than I ever have in any other season, but yet I still love the game mode in its entirety as it is. So that should definitely say something. But again, it's not about just me. This is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm seeing. And again, I think a compromise should be warranted. I think they should try something new. Absolutely. But if you're going to try something new, give it to the individuals more so that are asking for it, right? Don't force it on everyone. So Respectfully, I disagree with you implementing it everywhere. I hope you will reconsider, so therefore you can attempt to keep the vast majority of people happy with where they're at. Definitely give it like a stair still, like the lower players. Okay, here we go. But when you start getting off to, like, you know, tier 4 and above, hey, we're gonna go revamp back to where we were. So FYI, if you don't want to be in this level of competition and higher, then stay down here or something to that effect, right? But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. In a nutshell, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on it. And again, please, it's very important that you let me know what tier that you're playing and why that you agree or disagree with me. It's okay. There's no wrong answers here. We're just sharing thoughts. The only thing I ever ask, guys, if you know me and you're part of this channel for a while, is you be respectful. I'm going to be respectful to you 100%, even if I disagree with you. And I would hope that you would award me the same courtesy. So that's it. Like and subscribe. War videos are coming. More showcases are coming. A lot more coming down the pipeline. So we'll see you then. Peace.